Hey, what's up, guys? Getting back in Campinato here. I gotta say something. Living in the United States, it's gotta be the most annoying place to live in if you're a soccer fan. I just posted something on my Instagram page, and it was a video of Rob Gronkowski, who's a former NFL player. He was talking to these two individuals, one of them being Chad Johnson, is another former NFL player. And basically what Rob Gronkowski said was that if NFL players, if there was no NFL and all those athletes from the NFL were playing soccer, that USA would be a top 3 country in the world. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this comment in my whole life that, oh, if USA's best athletes played soccer, yeah, USA would be the best, this and that. It's such a naive comment. It really is such a naive comment. And it's so disrespectful, honestly, to tell you the truth. You're basically, in my opinion, shitting on current USA soccer players, saying, you're just second rate. You know, if we had our best athletes, you guys wouldn't even be playing. That's such a silly comment. I mean, it's so naive. Go look at the best soccer players of all time. Diego Maradona. I think they said he had like a size 5 foot. The guy wasn't tall or physically dominating. Lionel Messi, Andrea Pirlo, Xavi Hernandez, Andreas Iniesta, all the best soccer players in the world. None of them were these big physical athletes. And here's another one. You're talking about this athlete, and if USA had this athlete playing, this big bad athlete, this NFL type profile player playing soccer, that they would be amazing. That's not true. And here's the example. There's a USA soccer player. I saw him play for the U.S. men's national team. And I'm not saying he's a bad player or anything like that, but he's the profile of an NFL player. He's about well over 6 feet tall, 220 pounds. This guy, Daryl DK. And where is he? He's not playing on the USA team. He plays in the 2nd division of England, which that's great for him. But that's your exact NFL profile athlete, 220, 200 plus. That doesn't work for soccer, Gronkowski. It doesn't. All right. In order to be good at soccer, you need to have, number one, a culture in your country of people that love the sport, and they go outside and they play it and they just love it. You need to not have corruption. You need to have a style of play, and you need to have a balanced team. That's how you win in soccer. Balanced team. What I mean by balanced team is you have to have technically gifted players, tactically astute players, have a system, and have a combination of many different factors. Speed, scanning ability, awareness, things like this. Just throw in, 26 NFL type profile players at birth into some kind of, soccer training program. I'll tell you right now, it ain't going to yield a top 3 team in the world. I'd be very shocked. And to add to this, you need to have a system of play. In the United States, I don't care if you have every player playing soccer. Nobody knows who's going where in this country. You have some people, they train this way. This other people, they train that way. You need to have everybody on the same page. That's what you need to have. And you don't have that over here. And I don't think you'll ever have that over here, because you have these youth clubs that are looking to make all this money, and they're going to do what they want to do. They're not listening to anybody. And you have all these other clubs, all over the country. And your comment regarding the women's national team, they have the U.S. women's national team having, all the best women in the United States playing. That's why they're so, dominant and all this information. Well, yes, the women's national team, they have, done a good job. Yes, they have. Congratulations to them. But I want to be, and don't take it the wrong way, I want to show you the whole picture, okay? First of all, in the men's soccer, there's dozens of world-class teams all over the world on an international stage. When the U.S. women started playing, there really wasn't that many countries. I mean, I never saw an Italian team. I never saw a Spanish team or Portuguese team. Now they're starting, I will say the U.S. women, they're a pioneer for the women's game. I will say that. But these other countries, they're catching up. Perfect example, Spain, they won the last World Cup. Spain versus England, 1-0. So the other countries are catching up because they're investing money and they are giving their women opportunity to play too, which they should. So your comment on them, being the best because they have all the best athletes. They're a good team. They're definitely a good team. I think they've had, like a 20, 30 year head start from everybody else. But like I told you, that gap is dwindled. So anyways, I figured I'd come on and, give you my comments on Rob Gronkowski's comments. And I don't agree with him. I've been hearing this, if we had our best athletes, USA would be the best. I've been hearing this for 20 plus years. It's so annoying and naive. And it usually comes from people that don't know anything about the sport. And all of a sudden they're on shows talking about the sport because there's a big event coming. These people, like, they're once every 4-year fans, if that. And if the World Cup wasn't in USA, they probably wouldn't even be talking about it. These people probably wouldn't even have an opinion on it. So anyways, let me know what you guys think, if you agree with my comment on if USA had the football players, the best athletes, training in soccer, would USA be a top 3 in the country, in the world? Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I'll summarize. Having athleticism and speed, it's not a bad thing. But you need other things in soccer. You need a system. You need technical players. You need tactical players. You need players that are clever, that know the dark arts, that are very good at scanning, that have good, endurance, have a system in play. Countries like, I know Italy's not doing good right now, but countries like Italy, they've been playing soccer for over 100 years. Same thing with these other countries that are, elite in the world. So they have phenomenal coaches and training and whatever you want to call it. They have phenomenal training and all of the above. And USA, they're kind of new to the game. And if the people over here, they don't want to get on the same page and come up with some kind of plan so everybody gets on the same page, that's what you're gonna have. That's what you're gonna have. I don't care if you have all these top athletes. All these top athletes. Look at the NBA. The MVP of the NBA isn't even American. USA, they're the sport. They play baseball. They didn't even win the baseball championship over here. Comical. It's comical. I'll see you guys. Let me know if you agree. See ya. Bye.